Alright, let's get underway here on day 3. Let's take a look at how things are shaping up at the moment. Australia, 4 for 238, trailing New Zealand by 107 after knocking them over for 400, was it 400? No, 345 towards the back end of, or the start, actually, of day 2. So Australia bottled them out. And then they've batted since then. Marnus Labuschagne at the crease at the moment. 79 not out. Travis Head, 7 from 23 as he punched that ball through the offside, really whipping it away. And he does it again, and this time gets an outside edge. So New Zealand with an early wicket on day 3 as they look to obviously put Australia back into a weaker position, I suppose. But yeah, it's been a real interesting little period. This first session is what it's going to be anyway, because Australia at the moment, they're now 5 down for 242. New Zealand have an early wicket. And you always feel, especially with this Australian lower order, if the top order doesn't get too many runs, with Tim Paine and the bowlers to come, you can sort of roll them fairly quickly as Tim Paine hits that to the boundary and brings up the 250 for Australia. So a lot of pressure now onto this man, Marnus Labuschagne, who strikes it beautifully to the boundary for 4. And Australia will, of course, love to take a lead into the second innings. But at the moment, they still trail by a further 85 runs. And they'll want to press on and maybe get those by the end of this first session this morning. Maybe by the middle session of the day, the twilight session. Of course, this is a day-night test in Perth. So, you know, we've got the pink ball going in, and we've got our 3 sessions, the afternoon, the twilight, and then the evening sessions playing out. And right now, Tim Paine has actually started pretty well with the bat. Cut that one away beautifully to third man for 4. Edge dropped. Labuschagne on 90. Tim Southey will be absolutely livid with his slip fielder there. Who's that in the slips? Is that Ross Taylor? Oh, gee, that is a big miss. And now squared up Paine. I think it's Trent Boult who's done that one. Couple of edges going around. That's actually not Trent Boult. It's Wagner. So, few missed opportunities for New Zealand as Labuschagne puts this one to the boundary again for 4. That lead under 60 runs now. This partnership really building. Labuschagne gets that away. Is this going to bring up the 100? It's going to fall short, or it's going to stop short of the boundary. They'll come back for 3. He'll move on to 99 as the 50 partnership between Marnus Labuschagne and Tim Paine is brought up here. Labuschagne on 99, running through for a quick single, and he gets the 100. It's been a fantastic knock. Off 202 deliveries, spent plenty of time at the crease. 4 hours 20 at the moment, 261 minutes at the crease. There's the wagon wheel. Predominantly leg-sided, but has hit a couple of glorious shots through the offside when required for boundaries. And this time, placing it beautifully down to third man. Just running it off the face of the bat. And 4 more runs for Labuschagne. Oh, beautiful from Tim Paine. He's actually played very well, sort of off the back foot. And very well on the offside throughout his innings. Oh, playing a miss there from Labuschagne, trying to drive it down the ground. Haven't really seen him flirt too often at shots like that. And this time he does it again. This time it's an edge. And this time it is taken in the slips. So it's Tim Southey, who would have liked to have dismissed Labuschagne 29 runs ago, has finally got his man. And the catch is taken by Ross Taylor in the slips. So Australia 6 for 310. Cummins and Paine, the 2 men out in the middle. Australia have been in at the crease for 101 overs. So they come back for 3 and Cummins is off the mark. New Zealand, of course, getting bowled out in 99.5 overs Australia batting a little bit slower than that. So they are currently 6 for 331. There goes Pat Cummins. Beautiful delivery from Tim Southey, swinging it in beautifully. Pat Cummins trying to give himself room, and I think you might see the Australian tail just look to accelerate the scores. Cummins goes for 8, Australia 7 for 331. Mitchell Starc out in the middle. And just dabs that away to the onside for a couple to get him off the mark. Tim Payne at the other end. And so far, Tim Payne's looked pretty confident at the crease. He's 47 from 78. As obviously continues to push on this score for Australia, as Australia officially take the lead with that boundary from Mitchell Starc. Might only be by 1 run, but they now have the lead, and you can already see Mitchell Starc, 19 runs from 12 deliveries. He's really been the aggressor in this part of the innings for Australia. They should be able to turn and come back for a 4th run. They do. It's going to be 4 anyway, out to that long boundary square on the leg side for Mitchell Starc. But he certainly has been quite aggressive today, just looking for boundaries where he can get them, as well as 2s and 3s. And this time Tim Payne going to pick up 2 and bring up a 50. So very well played by the Australian captain. 7 4s in that half century. Took him 90 balls to get there, but it's been a well-timed knock for Australia, as these two look to push this lead out to as much as they can. Once again, Starc picking up another 3, running very well between the wickets, these two, as Payne whips that away. And that'll be 4 more runs. So that shot brings Australia's lead up to 34. Very gloomy conditions here at the moment in Perth. But it's on fire out there in the middle with the shots these two are producing. Especially this pull shot from Tim Payne. Gets it away again. 4 more. Australia have this lead out to 42. So I wonder what kind of a lead Australia will be looking for here today, as Mitchell Starc goes big. And 6. So it's all the way into the stands. And this has just been the class of what Mitchell Starc has done today with the bat. Lots of boundaries he's been hitting. 46 from 40. Didn't want to hang about that time through mid-wicket. That'll be 4. That'll bring up the 400 for Australia. And that will bring up the 50 for Mitchell Starc. 5 4s and a 6 in that innings. It's a lot of hard running between the wickets that's actually got him all of his runs. I thought it was mostly off the back of boundaries. You can see this over. He's already hit 3 boundaries there. But yeah, it's mostly been off the back of hard running. There's another 3 that they've picked up there as well. So it's just good running from Starc and Payne. And here's the 61 runs Mitchell Starc has picked up. Very leg-sided, but lots of boundaries, lots of colour in there. Putting that big 6 straight over cow corner here at the Perth Stadium. And this time in the air again. There's no one down at mid-wicket. So it's 4 more runs. Pulls it away. This time, not in the gap. This time, Mitchell Starc out. He'll go for 78 runs. It's a really good knock in the end. 10 4s and a 6. Starc put on 78 in no time, as Josh Hazlewood comes in the middle and absolutely middles that out of the bat. Out of the middle of the bat, of course. Australia pushed this lead up to 96. Largely off the back of that Mitchell Starc innings. We know he can play aggressively, and these two just chilling at the crease as Hazlewood up to 13. Tim Payne, the other end on 71, looking to get 100, but this is going to cut that short. Just trying to hit that ball down the ground. Wagner's change of pace allows him to mistime that shot, and good catch taken by the skipper, Kane Williamson there. Australia 9 down now for 448. And the very next ball, Josh Hazlewood chops it onto his stumps. So Australia all out Their lead, around about 100. 103 the lead. Australia all out for 448 as Josh Hazelwood made 13 runs there. But a big knock from Mitchell Starc, 78 from 60. Really allowed the Aussies to push on and get a lead. The second highest scorer for the match, only behind Marnus Labuschagne. Neil Wagner there for New Zealand with the 4 wickets. De Grandhomme, Southey and Bolt 2 wickets apiece. As New Zealand will come out to bat. They've got 8 overs to survive before the dinner break. And then Australia will have a relatively new ball to bowl with under lights here tonight. So it is going to be a very little tricky period for New Zealand as Raval gets himself off the mark this time, unlike getting himself off the pair. Nothing like getting yourself off the pair, of course. Definitely don't want to do that in the first test of an away series. Always difficult to recover from there. That's an inside edge from Latham. That'll be 4 runs. And these two have started much better than the first innings. Both of them are still in. New Zealand were 2 down for 30. Both of these guys already out at this stage of the first innings. So to see them get to 30 none down, they'll take that as a little win for them so far as the lights come on in this final over before the dinner break. And we just want to survive. Latham getting himself down the other end. A couple of balls left in the session. A little bit of a shout here for a run out. But I think Tom Latham was home. I was like, who's Mark Latham? I think he was like some politician in Australia. Anyway, this last ball of the twilight session, New Zealand are going to pick up a 3. They're going to move to none for 34 as we head into the dinner break. Australia will be looking for a big session under lights. New Zealand only taking the 2 wickets under lights yesterday, but a good start from all the Australian bowlers. Mitchell Starc has started extremely well. 4 overs, none for 12 with a maiden in there as well. And Pat Cummins are going to start us off after the dinner break for Australia. Didn't actually take a wicket in the first innings, did Pat Cummins. Only, he was none for 80 odd or something. He bowled a lot of overs, but unable to take a wicket. He would love one in this second innings as Raval gets that away and New Zealand bring up the 50-run stand for this opening pair. 13 overs is all it's taken them to get it. So it's been a really strong positive knock from them. Going at 4 and over already. And they're really looking on top here as this one's in the air and a great take. Is it Travis Head again? I know he took he took 2 really strong catches in the first innings. Who was it this time? Oh, I think it was Travis Head. Geez, he's having a great game in the field. Jeet Raval goes for 25. New Zealand lose their first wicket. 1 for 55. And now Kane Williamson comes in. Ball's starting to move around a little bit as well for Australia. Under these lights, it's a difficult period to come in and have a bat. So Williamson gets a 3 to get himself off the mark. Oh, plain a miss from Latham. Starc to Williamson. He's bowled. He's been the best of the bowlers so far this innings. Gets the edge. And a good take again. This time Labuschagne. They get the big wicket they wanted, Australia. It's Kane Williamson. He's going to go for just 3. Good catch from Labuschagne to make up the ground to take it. But just some good bowling from Mitchell Starc so far today. And it's reaping rewards for the Aussies. The quicks doing the damage. Williamson goes cheaply for 3. Ross Taylor now out in the middle. And what Australia wouldn't do to get this wicket. Ross Taylor, of course, making a 70-odd in that first innings. Probably looked the best of the New Zealand batsmen other than Kane Williamson. And if Australia can get his wicket... Actually, De Grandhomme, I think, was the top scorer. But if Australia can get Ross Taylor's wicket, they'll be right in the box seat to win this match. Edge. Taken. He's everywhere at the moment, Mitchell Starc. First with the ball and now in the field. An absolutely ripping catch. It just flew off the bat. And Mitchell Starc diving away to his left. Takes it in the hands. And a brilliant piece of fielding. Gets Ross Taylor gone for 4 runs. Both of New Zealand's keys out. As Australia has them 3 for 68. They've taken 3 for 13. Since that opening stand put on 55 runs. Henry Nicholls now out in the middle with Tom Latham. A little bit of carnage has gone around Tommy Latham. He's seen a number of partners come and go. But he's continued on his merry way. Currently 43 runs. And make that 47. So he's really pushing towards a half century. And he's gone at a pretty good rate too. Just the 60 balls it's taken him to get to this point of his innings. As Nicholls tucks that away to the onside. They're looking for 2. It's going to be close. Good throw in from the deep. Payne whips the stumps off. At least he tosses the ball at the stumps. It's awfully close. He was very slow off the mark, Nicholls. Let's have a look at this. Just rocking and rolling at Nigel. And he's going to be caught short of his ground by about an inch. So New Zealand lose another wicket. Henry Nicholls this time. A run out. Something they did not need. BJ Watling out in the middle. And Australia's fielding has been quite superb today. Great catches in the field and now a run out. And now another wicket. The very next ball. Nathan Lyon with a ripping delivery. It just straightened enough. Then BJ Watling goes first ball. Colin de Grandhomme, who made a 75 not out in the first innings, now needs to stick around with Tom Latham as New Zealand have lost 5 wickets in this evening session. A flash and an edge and 4 runs. So New Zealand get the lead. Australia will definitely bat again. New Zealand lead it by 3 runs as Tom Latham brings up his half century. But gee, the Aussies are looking threatening with the ball under lights. It's almost the perfect time for them to come in with the ball. They had 8 overs. Oh, that has somehow missed the stumps. That has somehow missed the stumps. It has not missed by much. And an edge now that doesn't carry. Australia, obviously, they had 8 overs before the night session began. During that twilight period, a tricky period. New Zealand survived that, but since the lights have come on and after the dinner break, Australia have been well and truly on top, taking 5 wickets in this session. It's been a number of runs. Is there any bat on that one? It goes through to the second slip. Australia not really too interested, although maybe they are. No, they're not. Oh dear. But this is now a key partnership for New Zealand. They want to get that lead as much as they can. Latham on 75 at one end. De Grandhomme at the other end, who was not dismissed in the first innings. Currently 23 not out. Is this the last ball of the day's play? Possibly. I think it is. And New Zealand will finish the day 5 for 147. With an absolutely fantastic session from Australia with the ball and in the field. Their 4-strike bowlers, Hazelwood, Starc, Cummins and Lyon, all taking wickets, as well as a run-out. A couple of really good catches from Head, Starc and Labuschagne to dismiss key names in the New Zealand lineup. So, at the end of day 3, Australia in a commanding position. New Zealand desperately needing this partnership of de Grandhomme and Latham to succeed. They're 5 for 147, leading by 44 runs. Let's take a look at some of the Australian highlights in that second innings, in that evening session. Some beautiful catches. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all for day 4 tomorrow. Goodbye.